Arcane Assist, War Machine, and Horde's Battle Reports.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Arcane Assist. I'm Evan with John, and we're playing some Menoth versus Cygnar, Testament versus Stryker1. What did you bring today, John?
Today I brought with me a Squire, Stormwall, a Centurion, a Lancer, Journey Warcaster with a Charger attached, Arcane Gun Mages, and the Black 13s. Yourself?
So, I brought my Menoth list of Testament with a Devout and a Reckoner, the Avatar of Menoth, the High Paladin Tartan Vilman with 2 Paladins, 2 Racks, the Covenant, the Choir of Menoth, a minimum unit, Errants with UA, and a minimum unit of Temple Flame Guard. So, New Testament is actually really good, as it turns out. I was a little skeptical until this game, but, 2-cost revive is just gravy, guys. Believe. Especially when you can bring back 3 guys a turn. It's so good. So, John, what's your list do? What is your list that I told you to bring do?
So in the morning of, I was playing some Cygnar here. So, got a lot of shooting. Got the Stormwall, got the Charger, got the Gun Mages for flank, got Black 13s. You know, a lot of shooting. I plan on hoping to pick off most of your guys. I've never played against your cast before, so knowing that you had revive, it plays a role later on. But no, basically, my army's all about the big guns and hopefully shoot you off the table.
Yeah, that and a lot of big stompy warjacks that are hard to kill, because 2 of them have Arcane Shield, because Junior's in the list.
Yes.
And Stryker has it base, not to mention his feat is +5 armor, everything, haha, as he sticks the middle fingers up at you. So we're just going to hop right into the game now, and let's talk scenario. We're playing close quarters, and by close quarters, I mean take and hold, because we figured that out last time. Haha.
That's a big change.
Yup. Biggest change in Mark III. Change to the name of close quarters. So let's talk terrain. We have a hill up top, a hill down bottom, with a wall, 2 forests on either side of the wall, shallow water in the bottom left, and a house. So starting first turn, I'm moving up everything behind the wall with my errants. I'm planning on Cloak of Ashing them, so that's the new name of Ashen Veil. It still just grants Ashen Veil. So they get Concealment for +2 defense against ranged attacks, which is useful because the gun mages just don't ignore it anymore. And they cause -2 to attack rolls against models within 2 inches of them that don't have immunity to fire. And I'm putting my heavies up directly across from Stryker because my plan is basically feeding and killing him as soon as possible. Because, I don't think that's a bad plan at all. Why would it be?
And I'm pretty sure first turn you rolled a 6 for your avatar.
Yep. The classic avatar gets 4 focus on the first turn and can only spend 1 because, yep.
Yeah, it's pretty simple first turn for you. Run everything up. Everything has, 14 defense mostly? 16?
So all the errands have 14, thanks to Ashen Veil.
Yeah, 14.
And the Temple Flame Guard are 13. And most of my other stuff's just 12. Testament's moving on up, casting spells. He's focus 6 now, which is fantastic.
There's only one guy out of your control.
Yeah. It's not like it matters right now. Just because, well, it matters for the one errant over there that if you kill, I don't get a soul, which is kind of sad. Because Testament gets souls if you've never seen Testament before, but he only gets friendly souls. So for each of my guys you kill, he's getting the soul, and he says that you can't take it. So, haha, suck it,
really
pricks.
Good. That's really good. So as you've seen there, I was pre-measuring some stuff because, we've talked about pre-measuring quite a bit in this cast so far that it's so good. Black 13 is just going to run up. I'm going to take some pot shots because why not? I have guns. Kill what I can. So it's shooting, rat 8. So I need 6s to hit.
Yup.
And
Black
you have
13.
tough, correct?
Not Not in this list.
No, he didn't. Oh, yeah, he didn't bring.
Because Rupert was replaced with the book.
Okay. Is there a reason why you did that?
Because my Rupert is poorly painted.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's my reason.
I'm pretty sure I only killed one on 3 shots. So, 3 shots.
4 shots.
4 shots. Yeah,
Ryan
4
has 2
shots.
guns. Yep.
So yeah, Stryker's gonna go. Stryker gonna cast some upkeep spells on most of my stuff. Once again, just pre-measuring, see what I can get. I think the typical move is snipe on the storm wall. Arc blur onto the gun mages. And put arcane shield on the Lancer. I think that's Centurion. So that's what I used first turn. Moved up, took a shot.
Yeah, and Junior's going to be putting Arcane Shield on her Charger, because if she puts it on the Storm Wall, then she's going to knock Snipe off. Mind you, it might have been a good idea to just keep it on Stryker. Could have been neat. Keep him a little more safe.
A little fancy.
But
he's 16, 15. He's pretty. Yeah, he's pretty big.
Yeah, he's pretty safe on his own. Putting it on the Charger, which is going to be further up and is honestly a lot more likely to be attacked early on, is a good idea.
So the gun mages are taking some shots. Some need to use snipe. Some can use their brutal shot.
So the gun mages are moving up and shooting.
Rat 7, so need 7s to hit.
Yep.
So pretty good chance, you know.
Yeah. I'm not self-sacking because I want the souls, and if I self-sack, I don't get them.
Okay.
Not to mention, self-sack wouldn't be hugely useful in this situation. I'm also making sure that my paladins are in vengeance range.
Yes, I did not know that.
Well, yeah, they get granted vengeance from Vilman. Vilman gives paladins vengeance now, as opposed to Impervious Wall, because that doesn't exist anymore. It's R.I.P. Impervious Wall.
So yeah, when we first started this game, we rolled off for sides, and you won the dice roll.
Yep, and I chose to go first.
Yeah, and I picked this side basically because there's only one forest on this side compared to the water and forest on the other side.
Yeah, and that was a good choice. It actually caused me a lot of issues because I had to kind of bottleneck my errands through that hole between the forest and the water, and eventually I just realized I'm never going to be able to get my Temple Flame Guard up unless I run them through that hole, and if I run them, they just get shot to pieces.
Yeah, so like, as you went first, so you deployed on that side. That's one reason why I deployed my Black 13th and my gun mages on the bottom side of this board here, so I can actually pick off stuff coming through that, because with a range of 14 with snipe, 14 with snipe, so it's pretty good pickings for the gun mages. Yeah, so here's a storm wall, has snipe, just take some shots at the avatar, actually, hopefully to do some damage.
It's a good choice, because he's definitely the most threatening piece on my side of the table, because I don't have to allocate focus to it, and Testament's feat is more or less the same. It changed a little bit in that it still grants incorporeal to everything in my battle group for a turn, everything in my control area for a turn. But you don't just ignore line of sight for charges anymore. You have to have the enemy models that you want to ignore in your control area in order to ignore them. Which, now with a 12-inch control, is less of a pain in the ass, but it's still not great for him. But still, you get Avatar of Menoth to run through stuff, ignoring free strikes on most things because he's incorporeal.
So, you guys might be thinking, why am I taking my D3 shots? I didn't advocate any focus to him this turn, so he only had one focus for the power up. And so I'm just decided to play some walls, because if they run through it, they take a POW 10. Or is it POW 10? I'm sorry. 1 second, guys. Yeah,
So
POW 10.
yeah, either
Yeah.
way, it's not a great thing for me to walk through, whether it's POW 10, POW 12, because average dice still kills errants. And while it'd be, I actually considered purposefully running through the walls just to give myself souls. I didn't, but I felt like it was almost worth it. Like if my Temple Flame Guard had been up there, I definitely would have done it. So the start of my turn, I turn all my focus or my souls into focus, and I get my
9?
vengeance moves. Well, move on Vilman. Yeah, I have 9 focus this turn to dole out as I see fit. So power up on the Reckoner and Devout. Avatar gets 4 again because apparently I'm lucky this game. Normally it's like 4 on the first turn and 2 on the next turn. Cause
Well, even 4 this turn
just-
doesn't really help you. You're not in range for anything.
No, I'm not. It's true. So here I'm seeing where my errants can go and shoot because they're not too worried about blur.
Oh, yeah.
Crossbows are blessed.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. You know, I don't play much men off around here, so as soon as you said they're blessed crossbows, I was just like, well, that 2 focus could have been used for giving to my Stormwall. So I wasn't quite happy hearing that.
No.
So here he goes. He's going to take some shots. Defense 14.
They are at 6, so they need 8s. And I managed to pick off...
You do work.
Yeah, I pick off 2 or 3 of the gun mages, which is great because they took off 3 errants, and I take off 3 gun mages and bring back
3 errants. Yeah, it was a little rough as soon as you brought those guys back.
Hashtag value.
And Revive's 2 now.
Yep.
Was it a 3 cost before?
So it used to be he just had Revive. Now it's called Raise the Dead,
Oh.
and it's exactly the same as Revive, but it costs 2 instead of 3.
That's really good. That's really good.
Yeah. So moved the errands up, moved Vilman in base contact with the flag, and Stone and Mortar stanced, moving the Devout through the forest just to give the Book and the Temple Flame Guard some room to move up, because they're not in a great spot. Reckoner's going to move up, boost a shot against the Charger, I believe. Or
I
the
actually
Lancer.
think you take a shot at Stryker.
If he's in range, I'd definitely take a shot at Stryker. That sounds a lot more like me. But I probably miss.
Well, Stryker's defense 16.
Yeah, I definitely missed.
You rolled 7 on dice.
Yeah,
You didn't boost it.
I did boost it.
Oh, you did
I just
boost it?
didn't roll very well.
Oh.
Move the Avatar up behind. I chant for no non-magical shooting, which is a bit of a kick in the ass for the Stormwall and the Charger, for that matter. Because they don't have magic guns, and that's generally their way of dealing with stuff. Move the other Paladin in range of pretty much all the errants in case he kills another one, so I can Vengeance off of it. Which, I mean, Vengeance isn't going to give me the attack, but extra movement's always nice.
Isn't Vengeance now damage only?
Yeah, but everything's 1 wound, so if they get damaged, then they're
Well,
dying anyway.
That's a pretty good change, though.
It is. Especially, like, if... they don't get... they don't have the rule Vengeance. They have Righteous Vengeance, because they're solos. So, it's if something within 5 inches dies that's friendly, they get the same Vengeance move and attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's really good, then.
Mm-hmm.
And is it 3 inches or is it 5 inches?
It's 5 inches for the aura of things dying, and 3-inch move and attack. So they still do the thing, even though they're not in unit.
So you took
Here I move up the Temple Flame Guard and run up the Book just to be there, and I revive a bunch of variants.
After you took a focus off of the racks, which
Yep.
then blows up.
Which then blows up, and I have 1 focus to spare anyway. so I didn't really need to take that, but I'm probably in snipe range of a storm wall this turn, so it's good to have.
So, at this turn, I'm thinking to myself that revive's pretty huge. The more I kill 2, he gets 2 souls, he brings 1 back. So at this rate, I'm not going to win the attrition war unless I get some heavy work done.
Especially considering that even if you kill 1, I start with 6 focus.
Yes, you can bring 1 back, yeah.
So I can bring 3 back without you killing any. I mean, I need dead bodies to bring back, but still.
So yeah, the attrition game was definitely not in my mind at this point. I'm just trying to pre-measure stuff, figure out what I want to do. I'm just measuring how close it is, how far I can go to that wall. How far a Stormwall can walk up to that wall to maybe throw some punches. That's just one of the thoughts going through my head right now. Another thought is he's sitting on 1 focus. He has 2 shield guards within 3 inches of himself, though. So I'm thinking, is assassination attempt there, too?
And I mean, it's not unreasonable. Or at least it wouldn't be if I didn't have 2 shield guards. Because, I mean, I'm a Menoth caster. I have the worst defensive stats ever.
Yeah, so we're measuring the shield guards right now, and both are actually in. So if I move, I'm measuring that. If I move up, I can get all my guns in. So that's hopefully 3 on each side if I roll good, and then my 2 big guns. So a possibility of 8 shots at you with my Stormwall.
Yeah.
And then like I'm measuring now to see if my gun mages can get in, and how many need to use snipe, how many can use brutal damage. He's measuring if anyone's within 1 inch of him. If I'm on the hill, because the hill gives you basically arcane fire. It kind of is.
Gives you arcing fire.
So like I'm asking the right questions, like if is he within 1 inch of the guy in front of him? Because if he isn't, well then I have line of sight on top of this hill.
Yeah, and it turns out that I'm not within 1 inch of the 1 Temple Flame Guard right in front of Testament, so he can for sure see with the gun mages.
So yeah, the gun mages, Black 13th, Stormwall is what I'm hoping, is what I'm thinking right now I can get for the assassination run. So that's 3 shots plus 4 more, 7, and then 6, possible 8 off my Stormwall. So yeah. There's a lot of shots coming at you, hopefully, if I roll good on my Stormwall for the D3.
Yeah. And I mean, can't reliably get the 8,
no,
but you can definitely get like 6 on it.
Well, guaranteed 4.
Guaranteed 4.
Guaranteed
6
4.
on average.
6 on average.
Though
and then
4 of those are patents.
Yes. So I'm giving focus to my Stormwall. I'm pretty sure this is the route I'm going, is the assassination run with guns, because the attrition game's not there. I threw that away. Scenario's not going to happen. So now I'm just hoping for the assassination run. I'm not sure how good an assassination run it really was. Still part of my game where I'm kind of learning of the percentages and stuff. But your defense what? Against my Rat 7, Rat 8, and Rat 5?
So Testament is defense 14, armor 16. So he's not hard to hit. However, the shield guards really
negate 2
help.
of those, for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm going in. Stormwall's going first.
Just walking up here.
So I upkept snipe on him for free.
Yep.
Didn't really need to.
Making sure that you have both arcs.
Yes.
On Testament.
So I can both sides of the guns can shoot.
Yep.
Going for it.
Roll
I
6
miss.
to hit. Miss.
And then you shield guard the second one, big gun.
Yep. As soon as you hit, it's just like
shield guard.
I can't take that.
And then he has D3 guns. 1 for the left. I think it's 3 for the right.
It's 2 for the right.
2 for the right.
Yeah.
Or 2 for the left, 1 for the right. So yeah, rolling, missing. I need 6s to hit, right? No, I need.
You need your Rat 6, so you need 8s
to hit. So I hit once.
You hit once, and I take it.
Yeah, you did. Took 2 damage.
Yeah, I am pretty much entirely okay.
Yeah, so I missed. I got 3, 4. I got 5 shots.
Yeah.
And I missed 3.
Yep.
And you shield guarded 1.
Yep.
So at this point, I'm like, okay, can't be the greatest chance of assassination run, but I figured I would still try to get it because you never know. Dice is lucky.
And I mean, it's kind of he puts you in a Testament puts you in a rock between a rock and a hard place because if you kill his dudes, he gets souls, and he can choose to either just bring his dudes back because unless you kill more than if you kill 4 guys, I'll have enough focus to bring back 5. If you kill 5 guys, I'll have enough focus to bring back 5. If you kill 6, I'll have enough focus to bring back 6. So you really need to get in deep, and at least you might even have to just remove a unit from the table in order to avoid that revive. Or I can just choose not to do that at all, sit on a mountain of focus, and spell assassinate you. Because as much as Dust to Dust is not a good nuke, it does what you want it to when you can boost as many times as you want, and you can boost damage as many times as you want, and you just get it however many times you need.
So, Black 13, only 2 of them can get on the hill, so it leaves enough room for the gun mages to get on the hill. So, the 2 took the 2 shots at your caster, did some damage, not enough for you to even bother transferring 5 to the focus, or take the focus off and reduce it with a 5.
Nope.
So, yeah, so now I'm thinking, so what did I do here? So I activate my caster. He arced snipe through the Lancer to the gun mages. Even though gun mages have sniped themselves, I measured it where the gun mages can walk up far enough and be in range, and they can use their brutal damage.
Yeah, because if you're gonna hit me, you need that. Because this dice went 6, so if you can get that crit, it's really gonna help you out.
So I hit. Does no damage.
No damage. Second guy hits as well. Does 2 damage.
2 damage. And the third guy misses.
Yep.
So I left you on what? 5 boxes?
I had a lot more than that, I think.
You sure?
Yeah. I was you probably did 5 damage. Because you only did 2 or 3 with the Stormwall guns. And you poked me for 2 or 3 with the gun mages.
And
The big gunshot that hit Ice Shield
Black
guarded.
13 once.
Yeah.
Either way, it wasn't. In the end, it didn't really work out to what I wanted it to be. Even though I left you like lower than I did, it would be nice. But now I'm thinking, how do I come back from this? So now I'm just taking pot shots of stuff. I feed it with Stryker this turn, so I couldn't die.
Yep.
Well, I can still die.
It's highly unlikely for you to die at def 15 arm 20.
16 arm 20.
That's much better. I still think you should have arcane shielded Stryker
for himself with a junior.
With the junior. Yep.
Yeah, you live and learn.
It's true.
I got maybe 3 games of Cygnar on my belt right now, so I don't get that much time to practice them ahead of time.
Yep, we kind of just show up and say, John, you're playing this today.
So I have like 15 minutes to prepare what to do with the list and talk about some dojoing.
Yeah.
Now I'm just measuring how far your Reckoner.
Yep, Reckoner's the first one, Avatar's the second one.
Okay, so how far your Reckoner can actually move to get to my caster. I'm just like pre-measuring everything on my turn to see how close I could be and how far away I need to be.
And the other thing we're measuring here is the Avatar of Menoth has a spell on him currently that's an upkeep spell called Hallowed Avenger, which gives him the same kind of vengeance as the Paladins. Oh. So he gets an extra 3 inches because he killed an errant nearby.
Yeah, which
so it really helps that threat range.
Which Evan told me after I killed the errant because it's a question I didn't ask. So I was like, oh, so you get to move an extra 3 inches now, and now I got to pre-measure from there. So.
Yep. Also, Testament has Apparition. I forgot that, I think, the first 2 turns.
Yep.
Used it there. Avatar gets 4
again.
focus.
3 turns in a row. You rolled 4.
Yep.
What else is new?
It's, yeah. Roll good, guys. That's how you play this game. Yep. So we take a while here just to figure out if the avatar can fit in that little gap once I feat. So we're going using proxy bases and everything. And eventually the turnout is I can get on Stryker. I just need to do some things first. So before we get to that, I'm also thinking about how likely I am to do damage to him. Because under battle, I'm dice even?
Armor 20?
Yeah, dice plus 1 even. Because I'm POW 19 on the sword.
Oh.
Goes to POW 21 with battle.
Defense 16, though.
Defense 16 is a problem. But with 4 focus, Mat 8. I need 8s to hit. Yeah, the Avatar's a monster, guys. And plus, if I can boost a shot with the Reckoner and maybe get that nice flare off, gives you -2 defense, goes down to 6s to hit, which really helps. So here I give the Reckoner 2 more focus because I'm probably going to just go in and try and kill that Charger because I think the Charger needs to die in order for me to be able to do this.
Yeah, it was just the Charger has to move so you can put a proxy base down exactly where you need to go. Because you got room, it's just the speed. You don't got the speed.
No. And I also have to move all the errants in the Temple Flame Guard out of the way of Testament so he can get close enough to ignore line of sight so that he can actually charge Stryker. Because Stryker needs to be in my control area. The other 2 models have to be in my control area so I can ignore them.
So it's definitely a feat versus feat here.
Yeah. I'm actually taking that one back from the Reckoner because I'm still debating on what to do. It's a long time in the tank. Eventually charge with the errants. Forget that they don't have Pathfinder, so some of them are just going to move over from the wall and do nothing.
So what was your plan here for charging the Stormwall with errants? Just trying to...
So charging the Stormwall with errants, while it's not likely to do a lot of damage, they're weapon masters. You can always spike with those 4 dice on the charge. It's dice minus 11, so on average I do 3 damage.
Armor 19.
Oh, you're arm 19, not 20. So I do 4 damage.
Arcane shield, right?
Wow. Magic. I also charge some gun mages just to remove more of them from the table. Hopefully kill even some Black 13th with assault shots.
Okay. Yeah, so like I said, the attrition war here was never my plan after turn 1. It was just, I had no chance.
Because I can bring back a just disgusting amount of dudes. And even if you, clear your flag and dominate every turn, I'm just going to bring an obnoxious amount of dudes back right on that flag to just make your day miserable.
So I'm not much sure what I could have done differently. Maybe the second turn I could have maybe tried to charge your avatar. I'm not sure if it was in range or my Stormwall couldn't even fit between the wall.
It was rough because you definitely couldn't get there with your Stormwall, and you can't shoot because I passaged.
Passage, right? Yeah, so I couldn't even damage them. Maybe my Charger? Or my Centurion?
Centurion is actually a weird one because he's slower than most Cygnar jacks. He's
only speed 4.
Yeah, he's only speed 4. But it's cool now because you can imprint your polarity field and then run. So you get that full run, and then they say that you can't charge me. Unfortunately, that didn't really come up in this game in particular because I wasn't even planning on attacking the Centurion because an Arcane shielded Centurion is just... it's too hard to reasonably kill. And here, my plan for moving the Charger out of the way, after I've feated now and moved Testament into a very vulnerable position, is to actually slam the Charger out of the way, kill something, or kill the Junior, make it go inert, not have to worry about it ever again, and hopefully be alright.
But the slam didn't go far enough back, right?
Slam hits her, just doesn't kill her because you reduce the damage.
Oh, yes. I reduced it by 5 with the focus on left after upkeep and Arcane Shield.
Yeah.
So good.
So here is the crap show of me trying to get in on Stryker and seeing if we can, and trying to be exact as possible, trying not to nudge things because that's the worst part of this kind of measuring stuff. Eventually, we
agreed.
determined
Yeah, we agreed you're able to get
that
there.
I'm in.
But, you got to make sure you do it right.
Yep.
And it's tough. Like, you don't want to move things like you said.
Yeah.
It happens all the time when people doing it. Especially even now more that you can pre-measure. I figure, like, things get moved.
It's no one's fault.
No. But I feel like it takes both parties to make sure things stay where they are, right? So, like, don't be afraid to ask your opponent to hold their stuff down.
Yeah, don't be afraid to ask people to pin things. Don't be afraid to call a judge because these things are important, and that's what they're there for, to make sure these kind of things work.
So he missed the dice tray. So we re-roll the dice in the tray.
It's dice plus 1, so that is going to be 10 damage, which you
reduced by 5.
Definitely reduced by 5.
And then you do 5 more.
And you do 5 more, because apparently with 8s to hit, just
it's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Misses.
I missed the other 2 attacks though.
Because you had no more fury left.
Yeah, because had no focus left.
Because you boosted the damage on both the ones you hit.
And I shield bashed the charger. I'm not sure I did a whole lot because of the arcane shield.
Yeah, so he was sitting on like 5 boxes. You left him on.
Yeah, Stryker did not have a lot of health left. And here I just moved this Devout up because I'm in such a place that is.
Oh, you're in a
I
dominating
can definitely
position
be
right
shot.
Now.
Yeah,
You're in a dominating position though. Still, like it's just it's scary how much you're dominating the field.
Yeah, because here you either have to guarantee that Testament dies from a storm wall, which is hard because you can't get there because there's a wall where you have to stand. Or you have to kill the Avatar and the Reckoner, or else Stryker just dies.
And I can't shoot you off the table now because you're within that 1 inch gap that we were talking about before.
Yep.
So I can't see you. Unless I want to clear 2 dudes in front of you for each shot.
Yep.
So now I'm thinking, I got a mess over here I need to deal with. How do I do it? Black 13th gun mages are basically useless on the far left side of the table. My Lancer behind the bush, my Night Forest, it's pretty useless as well. So yeah, I'm in a little bit of a pickle. Trying to learn. I took another one off the Squire, so that's the second one as you've seen. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what to do. They both need to die, and they're not squishy.
No, and I mean, even if you can severely cripple the Reckoner, or just because even if the Avatar doesn't have a cortex, you can't cripple that, so it's always going to get his focus, even if its weapons are crippled, so it can still boost, and 8s to hit, not as hard as you'd think.
As you've seen, he did. So now I'm thinking, where do I get my focus to? Everyone gets 1, obviously. Both the Avatar and the Reckoner needs to die this turn. And I'm just trying to figure out how to do it, because I don't think my 2 Jacks over there can do it themselves. Armor on your 2 Jacks over there?
So, the Avatar is 19, but he has a shield, so it goes to 21. The Reckoner is just 19.
So I have Centurion is POW 14 and POW 18. And then I have my Charger over there that's POW 13 and POW 12 guns. So I think my Charger's over there doing some work this turn right now.
Yep.
Hitting away with the axes. I knocked you down, though. You are knocked down.
Yes, because you arced an Earthquake at the
Correct.
Reckoner.
Yeah.
Which you couldn't do it at the Avatar because he's Sacred Ward. But
Yes.
you arced it at the Reckoner and knocked both of them down.
So they're easy to hit. Hitting's not the problem against Jacks.
No, it's not. But obviously just avoiding that 1 in 36 chance of double ones is always a good thing. Because we've all had that, at least I've always had that, Getterix goes in on Colossal, misses first 2 attacks, you cry kind of moment.
Yeah, so Centurion's moving, getting around behind him. It doesn't make a difference. I just need to make room for my Stormwall to come over afterwards.
Yep, moving in behind also negates my shield, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you still get shield bonus when you're knocked down, don't you?
Yeah. So you avoid that. So it goes from dice -3 to dice -1.
Yep. Rolling. Trying to do some damage. Trying to kill it. But then
Yeah.
I realized there's no point trying to finish it off. My Stormwall's going to try to come over. So now I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so
let's
now-
use the lance on the avatar that's knocked down and try to do as much damage as possible to it.
Yeah, I think you actually go make a couple attacks against the Reckoner. Yeah, you kill the Reckoner here with the Centurion. So you don't actually attack the Avatar at all.
Oh, I think I shield him.
Oh, well, yeah, you just shield bash because
only
extra attack.
the only person that could shield bash, right? So killed the Reckoner, which is good. Now my Stormwall needs to come over and kill the avatar here. So
Yep. He's going to take a bunch of free strikes from Errants,
yeah.
which
So-
do a surprising amount of damage as it turns out.
Yeah, so I wasn't thinking I should have used some gun mages and shot them in the back.
It's true.
Or my Black 13th.
Mm-hmm.
I at this point I was more focused on I need to get rid of that crap.
So that dice roll right there, you see, does 6 damage, which, I mean...
18, yeah, you rolled 18 on 4 dice.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. So he's taking out like almost one whole side. And there's another
2.
2. So like almost took a whole side with 3 errants.
Yep.
Which, well, they're weapon masters, right? So
Yeah, they're weapon
with
masters.
4 dice off.
Spikes. It's dice off 11.
No, armor 19.
Yep. They're dice off 10. Math.
Yeah, so I'm over there knocked down, so now I'm trying to kill the avatar.
Yep. Auto hit. Dice -1 because your POW 20s and you're still in my
on
front arc.
4 hits, I do not kill the avatar.
You do not.
I take both arms out, but I do not kill it.
No.
So
Which
that's a problem.
Yeah, it's still a problem because, you know, it's knocked down, but it still gets his focus. I do believe you end up disrupting it with Stryker, just so that it can't get focus. Because that way it can't stand up in his maintenance phase.
Stryker already activated. Remember, he's the one that...
You might disrupt it with the Lancer then, because it doesn't have crit disruption. I know you disrupt it somehow. Oh no, there's the Lancer. You wouldn't have been able to do that.
No.
You definitely shot it with Stryker then, because I know it doesn't stand up.
Oh, this is true. Yes, I did shoot it with
Yeah.
Stryker.
There you go.
Because I earthquake, it took my 2 shots because you were knocked down.
Yeah.
And it actually doesn't pan out to be in my favor with me not letting you stand him up.
Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here.
Well, we both know
Um,
this game's not looking good. Okay,
So, and I mean, disruption matters against the Avatar now. So, as it didn't in Mark II, but it does now because disruption just says you can't get focus in any way, shape, or form, and it works against his Avatar rule.
So now I'm thinking about shooting the book. Then I remember when you do a damage to the book, it only does 1 damage.
Yep.
So I decided not to do that because it's just a waste of some gunshots. But then again, if I kill anything, he just brings it back anyway. So now I'm just like, once again, what do I do with my guns?
And you don't shoot the book because you only have 4 guns that can shoot the Avatar.
I couldn't do 5 damage. Yeah, I couldn't do 5 damage.
Yeah, can't do 5 damage to the book. So there's not really a point unless you want to do it over 2 turns, but those guys are probably going to die to errants anyway.
So my clock's at 15. Evan's at 32. Like, my Stormwall didn't kill the Avatar. 3 Jacks over there couldn't kill 2 Jacks with a Colossal. Like, it's just going bad for me right now. Like, Stryker's in a hard spot.
Yeah. He is not in a good place right now, and he's
I'm camping
alone.
too.
Yeah, you're camping too,
I don't know. I tend to camp a lot.
which is fair.
Might be a Hordes thing.
I mean, yeah, it might be a Hordes thing, but now it's just worth keep hanging on to 1 or 2 focus because it's useful. Beforehand, it wasn't unless you were camping a decent amount.
Yeah, the reduced by 5 damage is better than +1 armor, +2 armor.
Now, I wouldn't say it's better. It depends on the caster, but it's mechanically better. Like, it's more positive gameplay experience.
Okay.
Because you don't have Butcher face tanking at arm 24 in the middle of the table who just walks up to your caster next turn and says, "Hi, you're dead." And you don't have Harbinger doing the same thing with her 10 focus. Like, Harbinger is a lot more killable, but that's not what we're playing right now.
So my charger is the last thing I have to activate on the table. I'm trying to block line of sight because I know the spell assassination is highly likely here.
Yep, I have 3 extra souls, so I'm going to go to focus 9 next turn.
So I'm trying to figure out where to place my charger to make him have the hardest time to get it off. Trying to measure how far you can get apparition out to. So
Yep. So I can, if I want to cast spells, I can apparition 2. Then I can walk 5 because he's only speed 5. If I wanted to, I could also just charge something to extend my threat range.
Yeah. I didn't even take that into consideration here. I'm just like, okay.
I think I don't because the angle is really awkward, and it probably wouldn't help me because I can get into range without charging.
Yeah. So here's apparition. Moves
so there's
well.
the apparition, getting outside of because the devout was in my way here. I couldn't just do apparition immediately towards Stryker as much as I would have liked to. I'm debating a lot about this. Like, do I want to go for the assassination? And eventually, it's just there's no reason for me not to here. It gets a lot easier once I realize the avatar's knocked down, and it doesn't block line of sight to
or
me.
engage Stryker.
Or engage Stryker.
Yeah, so that was a huge decision here.
Here's the vengeance moves from Vilman, and then the errands are just activating to get their activation out of the way, just in case this assassination run goes Ari. Miss some gun mages, kill some gun mages. It works. Because Mat 7 needs 7s, and if I hit, they're basically dead. Kill the most important Black 13th member, because she has 2 guns.
And then I think you missed the rest.
I miss everything else.
No. Oh, yeah, now you're hitting the...
Now I'm hitting the Lancer, just trying to do enough damage to that for it to matter. I end up charging the Storm Wall with the Paladin, which is POW 14 Weapon Master. Or, sorry, actually 13 on the solos now, because they went down a POW.
Rolled 15 on dice.
Yeah, do a massive chunk to the Storm Wall.
Left 3 boxes on the left side.
Vilman does the same thing. He's +1 POW this time. Actually, he might have charged the Lancer and missed because of set defense. Or not.
Does no damage. Oh, no, it does doesn't have to take the left side.
It cripples one side.
Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty huge. Even though your spell assassination goes down,
yeah,
it's
this
one
is
side.
Still on the table. So move the devout out of the way, or that actually kind of from this angle looks like it's in the way, but it's not.
No, he charges the Centaurian.
Yeah, and the Avatar might look like it's in the way right now, but it's actually where that proxy
Yeah,
base
there
is
is
between the Centurion and the Stormwall.
Yeah, there's a Canadian proxy base there. It's hard to see from this angle, but he's definitely... We're measuring to make sure you can get there, and he definitely has line of sight.
Yeah,
like, I couldn't block it.
John's checking with the laser, but it's like, you're going over the knockdown Avatar. We're fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, oh, yeah, he's knocked down. I'm just like, yeah, you got it. Great. This is all I want to hear.
Mm-hmm. So, dust to dust. Boost to hit.
Defense 16.
Hits, boost damage.
Rolls trip 5s.
Yeah. Does 4 damage? It's 255. Yeah, it does
4 damage.
Some damage.
Arm 15.
And ends up killing you.
And 2 shots.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's Stryker versus...
Testament.
Yeah, so I don't know how much different I could have played that. I feel that if I knew your spell list ahead of time, it's always good to ask your opponents for the spell list. I should have done that.
Always ask.
Revive and a lot of spell nukes.
Yeah, he only has 1, but like he just gets a
ton of fury.
Yeah, a gross amount of focus to just use it over and over again.
Maybe I would have tried to block you out the scenario. And just try to score on my flag the whole time. That could have been impossible. But it's... You say stuff all the time that you want to do, but you don't really know until you play a couple games.
Yeah.
I try to play 10 games with a list before I change anything.
Mm-hmm. And that's a really good way of doing it. This was more just my test run with Testament. Haha.
No pun
I kind
intended.
of have a few more lists I want to try with them that I don't quite have the models for. Like, I want to try a list that's just tons of Temple Flame Guard that don't die.
Or you revive them.
Yeah, that's why they don't die. They
Very
come back. Because
So
they're
good.
FAU and they're dirt cheap. And I also want to try a list that has a lot of Paladins, has Blood of Martyrs, and has Fire of Salvation, and just have Chaff that dies and gives everything Vengeance. Because I think those are two very interesting ways to go about it. Because Testament, I don't know. I think he's super legit now, and he wasn't in Mark II.
Well, thanks, guys, for watching. This is John.
This is Evan. And as always, see you next Monday.